Hi guys, today I'm going to review GoPro Hero4 Black, which is also my first GoPro. GoPro has been used in adventure, travel, underwater, commercials, TV shows and even high budget movies. GoPro Hero4 Black is the best GoPro when it was released. Now let's get into the physical aspects. And as you can see, it has an exposed lens and there are three buttons. And on front you have the mode or the power button, and on top you have the record or the enter button, and then on the side you have a Wi-Fi select or a menu selection, settings button. And this is an improvement from the previous versions. It also has LED lights that turns blue for Wi-Fi and red for recording, and it has a 1-inch display in front which shows the modes and the memory card settings of the battery life of the camera. And the menu selection is much easier than the previous versions. You can easily go to the settings button here and change into the different settings, which is much comfortable from the Hero 3. And let's now get into the battery. And as you can see, it has been changed from the previous versions of Hero 3 and Hero 3 Plus, and I recommend you to get extra batteries if you need those longer recordings. It also comes with a waterproof housing which is very well built and pretty strong, and it is waterproof. It can go underwater for up to 40 meters, and that would do good for most of us. Another good thing about this casing is you have all those buttons that is still accessible. You can access all the record settings and the mode buttons, and overall it's a very good protection for your GoPro. LCD screen, it doesn't come with a own LCD screen. You have to get an additional one in case you need it. Otherwise you can access it through the mobile app, all the settings and all this thing. GoPro's capture, which would do good. And if you still need a screen, you can opt for the Hero 4 Silver, which has a screen added to this. Now let's get into the photo mode. It has a 12 megapixel camera and you have burst up to 30 frames per second, and you can do time lapse as well with 0 to 60 seconds in intervals. And ISO you have 100 to 800. Shutter speed is up to 30 seconds, and you have a spot meter, and you have a GoPro's Pro Tunes, which is pretty good. You can use a flat profile, image profile as well. Video mode. The amazing thing about GoPro Hero4 Black is it can shoot 4K at 24 frames, 25 and 30 frames per second. It also has a SuperView which can shoot at 24 frames per second. There's a 2.7K which can shoot from 24 to 50 frames, and the SuperView also is there in that as well. And now you have a added resolution that is 1440p, which can shoot from 24 to 80 frames per second. And you have the 1080p Full HD, which can shoot from 24 up to 120 frames per second, which you can use for those slow motion videos. And you have the 720p, which also has the same 25 to 120 frames per second, and you can shoot 240 frames per second for those ultra slow videos, but that is only in VGA. Now there is a Pro Tunes, which is a new feature added by the GoPro, and you can shoot in flat image as well. And the ISO range for Hero 4 Black is from 100 to 6400 in video recording. The third mode on GoPro Hero4 Black is the multi-shot mode, in which you have the burst mode, which can shoot up to 30 shots in 1 second, which is pretty cool. You can freeze all those action. And then you have the time-lapse mode, where you can shoot time lapses per intervals that you can set. And then there's a night lapse which does the same thing in low light conditions. Now let's get into the pros of Hero4 Black. And the highlight is 4K recording at 30 frames per second, which is pretty cool for such a small camera. And you can capture 12 megapixel photos, and pretty sturdy with the waterproof case. And you have dedicated buttons for each control. And then there is GoPro Pro Tunes, which is a new feature that GoPro has brought. You can integrate with GoPro app, which allows you to access all the settings. And overall, It's very versatile and there are countless mounts on which you can mount GoPro. Cons of Hero 4 Black. And the main problem a lot of people suggested is there's no rear display on the camera which can limit your framing. And then Wi-Fi on and off can be messy at times. And the battery is not so great, which especially for those longer video recordings. And you cannot expect the same quality at all times, especially indoors. Overall, GoPro Hero4 Black is an amazing piece of camera which I ever laid my hands on, and it can surprise you with its results at times, and it's a must for your travels, your adventures, your actions, and even underwater. And if you're someone who has an eye for those different perspectives, this is the camera you should have.